Another one is keeping a car on campus. Yeah, it may seem like a great idea to have a car on campus because you can drive to McDonald's whenever you want or whatever, but having your car on campus may be convenient, it's not cheap. Between parking, gas, parking permits, and unexpected repairs, especially when you become the accidental chauffeur for all your carless friends. If you go to school where there's public transportation like buses or campus transportation as an option, take advantage of it. You can burn off all those dining hall calories just by walking and biking whenever possible. Yourself to campus activities. Getting involved on campus is a great way to meet people, and it can be a huge drain on your bank account if you don't budget accordingly. Experts suggest that students should find out about all the fees and dues before committing to any type of activity. You have to think where this money could be diverted to if you didn't join this group. Maybe to paying the interest on your student loans while you're in school, paying for textbooks for next semester, or going into a savings account. And last and not least is spring break. Spring and summer vacations are the perfect times to get away, but students need to budget accordingly for these trips or risk running out of funds. Out-of-state students also need to carefully budget for trips home for breaks. So if you don't live, 20 minutes from your house, that's still a drain on your bank account, considering gas, car upkeep, and all that kind of stuff. So set in advance a budget for these items and alternatives for connecting with friends and family, such as Facebook, Skyping, and chatting. You may not need to go home every weekend to see your family, but you can just Facebook them and say, hey, I'm still alive and I'm studying. And although the tropical destinations seem ideal for spring breakers, students should be realistic and may want to consider coming home to see their friends and family instead of going to Palm Springs. You may not just be able to fit that $2,000 trip to the Caribbean into your budget, even if it's for a good cause. Plus, a trip home might give you a break that you really need. So, now that you kind of see what the cost of going to college is, what are some ways that you can pay for a college? So, how can you afford to go to school? We're going to look at some different options, and then we're also going to allow you to go and do some research on your own, because I can tell you there's great scholarships out there, but unless you go and actually apply for them, they're not going to do you any good. So we'll give you that opportunity so you can go out and you can start applying for scholarships for any and every scholarship that you possibly can. Because, hey, it may only be a $100 scholarship, but $100 is a third of one of your textbooks probably.
Students can get to the final answer of college cost a couple of ways. One is by doing their homework early on and reading everything that a school has out about their cost so that they have a good basic understanding of what is included. Then for things like personal expenses, colleges will say your personal expenses should be $100 a month. And that's what they put in when they're figuring financial aid. But you may know that you're actually spending $75 a month or $300 a month. So you have to say, okay, my lifestyle is going to depend on me spending $300 a month, so therefore my cost of college, if I want to continue that lifestyle, is going to be higher than what the average is, or lower. I think it's looking at what the averages are and then applying yourself in your situation against those. Say you have to ask questions. You have to ask, once you've decided where you want to go and you're pretty set on where you're going to go, as you put your financial plan together, whether you're paying for the whole thing or you're on financial aid, you should talk to someone in the financial aid office about what the real life experience is for the different things that you think you're going to want to do when you're in school.
So for this project or this unit, we're going to be looking at cost of colleges by dividing it into 5 categories of costs. The first one will be your tuition and fees. Your tuition and fees are the price you pay for taking classes at your college or university. This amount can change based on your program, the number of credit hours you take each semester, and whether or not you're in-state or out-of-state. The next category is room and board. Colleges usually offer a variety of dorm room options and meal plans so that you can live on campus. The charges vary depending on what plan you choose, and also it depends on what type of dorm you are living in. If it's a newer dorm or it's a more modern dorm, it's going to be more expensive than the older dorms. If you decide to live at home or off campus, you'll have your own rent and meal costs to consider in your college costs. The next one is personal expenses. These are going to include
9 o'clock.
laundry, your cell phone bills, eating out, and anything else you would normally spend money on, like clothes or shoes. Figuring out what you spend and add that amount to your budget. Transportation. Whether you commute to campus or take the occasional trip home, you'll have transportation costs. Of course, these will vary depending on how far you travel and how often you travel. You may be able to find student discounts on travel costs to factor in things like gas if you own your own car. So, we have looked at the cost, and it is quite overwhelming. But don't worry, because there are many different ways that you can make or earn or get money. So, we're going to look at financial aid. Financial aid is money that's either given to you or lent to you to help pay for college. It may be awarded to you based on your financial need alone or based on factors such as proven academic or athletic ability. Most full-time college students receive some form of financial aid. Financial aid comes in many different forms. We have loans. This is money that's lent to you to help you pay for your costs. You need to pay it back, and most of the times it's going to be paid back in interest. Scholarships and grants. This is money that is given to you. As long as you meet and keep up with the requirements, you don't have to pay this money back. Check out your college financial aid website to learn all the options available to you. Also, check out non-academic sources of financial aid. These may be job sponsors. These also may be some of the websites that I'm going to have included down at the end of this presentation. There's a lot of different things that you can have that's non-academic sources of financial aid. And lastly is a work study. This is a program that allows you to work part-time, most likely on campus, to earn money for college expenses. So you might be a teacher's aide, or you might work in the food service department or something like that. So by looking at non-academic financial aid options, USA Today has listed some of their top 5 scholarship resources. And so I'm going to go over a couple, and then you can use this to kind of help you do your financial aid / scholarship research. We have Zench.com. It is a one-stop shop for scholarships that are creative. They're easy and fun to apply for and win. To apply for scholarships, you have to create a username and a profile that will help the site find scholarships that are specifically relevant to you. One of Zench's most popular awards is the weekly 3-sentence essay scholarship, where applicants must generate a 280-character essay while vying for $1,000 of cold hard cash. Pretty easy, huh? It's FastWeb, and I actually really do enjoy using FastWeb. This has a database that you can search different scholarships for a wide range of different items. Like if you have a parent who's a member of the motorcycle racers for cancer, there's probably a scholarship for something like that. So it's a great way it's a great and free resource where you'll find thousands of scholarships at your fingertips. Not only does FastWeb offer a massive database of monetary awards, but it also features helpful career planning services and learning tools for its users. One of the FastWeb's most recently featured scholarships is the National Disaster PSA Video Contest. That was a $3,000 scholarship offered to creative undergrads with an eye for cinematography and knowledge of the consequences of natural disasters. So, it's not only just for kids or students who are about to go to college, it's for kids and students who are in college or even in grad school. So, I am still a member of FastWeb because I used it when I went to grad school. Now, number 3 is scholarshippoints.com. I personally have never used this website, so I'm not quite sure what it has to offer, but it seemed interesting. It's like, you know how you always like to receive new complimentary gifts after so many purchases at your favorite beauty counter? Well, Scholarship Points works the same way. Well, kind of. The site's users rack up points through an award system, making them eligible for different scholarships according to how many points they have earned. Members can earn points through fun, day-to-day activities like reading blogs, taking quizzes, and playing online games. Scholarship Points offers a rolling monthly $1,000 scholarship for its members and a quarterly $10,000 scholarship. So you can join today and start earning some points. CapEx is another scholarship website. It's helpful during your undergrad years. It offers ample scholarship opportunities and even financial advice. Once you're in undergrad, CapEx will bump you up to College Pro status, where you'll be eligible to apply for a $2,500 College Pro exclusive scholarship. So don't wait and check out all the fine print of CapEx College Pro scholarship today. The last one on our list is scholarships.com. This site allows you to pinpoint specific scholarships by your major, your year in school, your location, increasing your chances for receiving awards and saving you tons of time. For meticulous proofreaders and aspiring editors, you may want to check out the proofreading.com scholarship program featured on scholarships.com. Although an essay is required, the $1,500 scholarship you can earn is definitely worth the time spent behind the keyboard. No matter how many scholarships you receive or how many jobs you have, if you don't manage your money correctly, you're going to end up with nothing. So ABC News has 5 top financial tips for college students.
America's money goes to college this morning. Many college freshmen have not dealt with personal finances before, certainly not without mom and dad peeking over their shoulder. So we asked financial contributor Melody Hobson, president of Ariel Investments, to tell us the 5 things every freshman must know about money. And Melody, it's a big switch from going from having an allowance to, balancing a checkbook.
There's no question about it, and most students are not prepared at all because they don't learn about these things in school, and they really typically don't have a lot of conversation with their parents about money because oftentimes parents have their own money issues. In fact, Capital One just did a study and said 1 in 3 students actually have a conversation with their parents about money, and it's really only out of necessity.
That's it. You would think it would be, you would hope it'd be a little bit more than that. But to provide for their college-bound kids, parents, budget. That's what they need to talk to them about.
So important. Really starting off by saying, how much money are you going to need every single month to spend on things like toothpaste and books and transportation and that pizza at night? And on the other side of it, what kind of income are you going to have coming in, either from the student job or from the allowance that we give you? And those 2 things must balance. Now, a great site to help with budgeting is mint.com, and they can actually tie your budget to your bank account or even your credit card.